Oh, hi. Let's do an update on the remote trolling motor controller that I did in a previous video.
The original idea for this was to make a very cheap Minn kota remote wireless trolling motor. And I'm doing an update on this because I had to change out the PWM because it blew while we were on the water. Turns out the original PWM in my first video did not have enough amperage ability, so now I changed it out to something that's going to be able to handle the amperage that this kind of trolling motor needs.
I made this to power my Minn kota trolling motor for my boat, and it's a little kind of homemade contraption that makes it so you can use a remote control. And I took it out and it started smoking and I heard a pop. And turns out the main PWM on it, or the pulse width modulator on it, wasn't up to the amperage that it needed coming directly from the 12-volt battery. So I ended up having to pick up a little bit heavier duty PWM for that. And this is I believe a 60 amp PWM. And I'm going to be showing you how to change that out in this, and it should give enough power without popping or smoking. I will put the diagram that I had in the original how-to video up when I go to edit this. But right now I'm just unscrewing certain stuff. I don't know why this does this. So these are pretty high gauge wires, so I need to pull these out. I'm just going to completely unscrew this because this thing's toast anyways. This looks like it has everything that this one does, which is good. I need to unscrew these from this board. It's a good idea to take pictures of stuff, but we're going to just make sure that all this actually works here. So these are going to go over to this spot over here, and then this switch is what's going to go into this, so that's good. I'm going to need to know what to disconnect from this. Oh, I see. That's going to go over to here. So you're going to need to really make sure that you have everything disconnected correctly. So this switch is going to go over to here. You're going to follow all the same. So this just comes off. We'll just cut this off and then strip these down. So red on the right, yellow in the middle. Should all match up exactly the same. It's just a more robust PWM. Okay, so that is unscrewed. Then we need to take this dial off. Oh, looks like everything's out now. Okay, nothing's coming out. We have everything set up, and we're just gonna put this lid back on top. There is a strap that you can do, or you could use some electrical tape to close it, keep it closed. The testing of it, see if it works. Okay, so this goes to the output. This goes to here. This goes to the DC. This is for driving the motor here. So plugs into here. So that takes care of this guy. Everything's hooked back up again. To dial this back in, but if you turn it on, that's reverse. Then you hit forward, and then this is off. And if I want to rotate this, I have to dial this in a little bit more, but you hit this button. Whoa. So I have to dial this in a little bit more because it's a little wild. So one of these dials here, see if you can see it. One of these dials, I think it's this one. Bring it down, it brings the speed down a little bit. See, and this is, as you might have seen in the previous build video, this is from a kid's Power Wheels Jeep. This is the gearbox for the or the motorized gearbox for one of those little kids Jeeps that they can drive around in. I altered it so it would fit with the basic Minn kota. I think it's a 45 pound thrust Endura, which is a pretty cheap one comparatively. But then you can make it so you can stand, you know, if you're on your boat, you can be this far away from your motor and turn it on, put it in reverse,